Namaste, it's Renee, and welcome to my podcast, Peace, Love, Abundance. Today I really want to dive into and talk about self-care. What truly is self-care? What does it mean whenever you're taking care of yourself? Because it doesn't mean you go out and you spend money on retail therapy. That is not self-care. That is an excuse to spend money you don't have. Self-care also isn't about self-obsession. So it's not about what you look like, but we tend to obsess over sometimes the things that we can't control, or even if you can control your weight and what you eat, we tend to obsess still, like even if you lose weight, you obsess that you're still not somebody else, right? Self-obsession, obsessing and jealousy over somebody else and feeling like you're failing constantly and you're beating yourself up, right? That's self-obsession, being obsessed with trying to fit in somewhere where you don't fit in. Obsessed with how you look, like I already mentioned, having the right clothing, the right eye makeup, or even getting eyelashes to fit in with people, but the obsession that we put into it all. And even where we hang out, even with getting manicures and pedicures, if you're getting them because of the way they look, not because it feels good to relax and have somebody massage your feet and hands, but you're obsessed about getting your manicure and pedicure because of the way you feel like it completes your look, right? So there's a big difference between self-care and self-obsession. Also, getting into skincare, you think that you're doing well for yourself by buying some of the best skincare on the market. But you know what? I am an esthetician, and I've put a lot of research into ingredients, products, even herbs. I'm a master herbalist as well as Ayurveda and yoga. But I've put a lot of research into ingredients. I'm a total junkie whenever it comes to ingredients. I'm also a big why person. I want to know, why does my body need a certain nutrient? Why does this nutrient work? Or even the ingredient that this skincare company is using, why is theirs better than somebody else's? And let me tell you, I've spent countless hours researching this. And to pick on somebody who probably will never hear this podcast, or if she does, that's a good problem for me to have, right? But Gwyneth Paltrow's skincare line Goop is not worth over $250 for one skincare cream. Right? Again, this is self-care obsession. Obsessing over having something that a movie star has and creates and promotes, and thinking that it is going to make you beautiful, make you young, right? That is self-obsession. So today I want to talk a little bit about what true self-care is all about. In our era that we're living in today, healthcare has become very expensive. For some people, even non-existent, because if you can't pay the monthly premiums, then you definitely, you don't have healthcare, right? So we're not talking about healthcare here either. Healthcare is a whole different realm to get into, but we're talking about self-care. And when you get better at self-care and even understanding the difference between self-obsession, healthcare, and self-care, when you get better at taking care of yourself, then your body will feel better, you will be healthier, you won't need to worry and stress so much about your high medical bills, about how you pay monthly for your health insurance, and then you also pay when you go see the doctor, you pay when you have surgery, you pay when you have a baby. We all get very upset about the deductibles because you're like, why do I have health insurance if I have to pay for every Band-Aid or every office visit that I attend? Okay, so self-care. Now, self-care is not in replacement of health insurance. If you can afford health insurance or you have health insurance, you keep it. Okay, you keep going. I am not here to talk you out of health insurance. That is, again, even a whole nother subject or podcast for another day. But self-care, so that maybe even if you do have insurance, you have less doctor's visits or you're contributing less to your deductible because you're actually not going to the doctor. Your health insurance truly starts to become insurance. You use it only when you need it, right? You don't rely on it. You use it only when you need it. So self-care, things you can even do daily. Ayurveda is big on self-care. And for those of you who haven't listened to some of my other podcasts or heard me say, yoga and Ayurveda are the sister science of each other. They're meant to be practiced together and daily, or as often as you can make time for it. And whenever it comes to self-care in your health, I say you make it a priority so that you have time for both yoga and Ayurveda. Yoga traditionally means to unite. The word yoga comes from to yoke, which means to unite. So yoga is uniting the mind, body, spirit, and the connection between your mind and your body. That whenever you can feel something going on in your body, your mind is like, hey, that doesn't feel right. I have a connection between a pain in my foot and what my mind is telling me, and I need to listen to my body and maybe troubleshoot or figure out where this pain is coming from. So that's to unite the mind, body, and even the spirit to be able to de-stress, relax, believe in yourself, and even believe in something if that's what you need in your life. That's yoga, honestly. Yoga does not mean that you do a yoga pose, twist yourself into a pretzel, and post it on Instagram. Okay? So if you're not a yogi and you're skeptic about yoga, just know that yoga's main intention is to just connect your mind, body, and spirit together. Your spirit, even spirit can be explained as your emotions, your thought, how you react to things. Things in life happen to us. They happen. They really do. They happen. But often it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it. Some of that reaction comes from your spirit and the mind and the body connecting to understand and comprehend what is going on around you and what is happening. All right. Ayurveda is the study or the science of life. So Ayurveda is a science based on we are what we digest. Not even so much that we are what we eat, but we are what we digest. And adding to that, what we eliminate. So Ayurveda technically goes beyond what we eat. It's a big part of what we eat, but Ayurveda, what we digest. So digesting the news. When you watch the news in the evening, how do you digest what's going on in the world? We digest what we learn. So if you're going to school right now or reading a book or learning something new, even if it's pottery class, how do you digest those concepts that you're learning? And even digest your relationships going on around you, right? What's going on with you, your coworkers, your family, your spouse, whatever. How do you digest everything throughout your day? We are digesting all day long. And then even the ability to eliminate. So eliminating the things that no longer serve us. Or even eliminating things that aren't relevant to you. You see something on the news, and while it does break your heart, it may not be relevant to exactly you. And the ability to even separate yourself, to be able to care about somebody, because letting go doesn't mean you don't care anymore. You can care about somebody in another country that just experienced a major catastrophe in that country, right? You can send your love and your thoughts to them, and you can care about what's happening in the world. But the ability to digest and eliminate and somewhat separate yourself from that so that you can still focus on your self-care, where you live, what's going on in your life, and being able to be very present in your life and in your immediate surroundings. And that all comes back to the yoga, the mind, body, and spirit connection, right? Okay, so the two of these together can be what I like to call whole body badassery, right? Be a badass at your whole body. That includes your mind, your body, and your spirit. Remember, spirits can also be thought of as your thoughts, your emotions, your connection to other relationships, believing in yourself, believing in something else. So, taking the time for self-care, listening to your body when something doesn't feel right, and somewhat, I'm going to use the word troubleshooting. Why doesn't it feel right? Like, what did I eat an hour or two ago that has maybe my belly upset, or I'm just so sleepy I need a nap, or even my energy's out the roof, right? Did you drink a triple shot latte an hour ago and now you're jittery and your energy's out the roof? Taking that moment to be present, feel what you feel in your body, and then realize what you're emotionally, spiritually, or even where your thoughts are right now could be directly related to what you ate or you consumed. Or even when you watch a movie and your adrenaline gets up because it's a suspenseful movie. Making the connection to how every moment of your day, everything you consume, from TV to what you just ate, the people around you, who you are guilty of associating with, right? Make sure that the people around you are worth being around you as well. All of this is self-care. And when you truly get into this, it has nothing to do with retail therapy and spending money, going out and spending money you don't have. It has nothing to do with healthcare or having insurance. Again, I'm not talking you out of having insurance. But if you're tired of paying your monthly premium and then also having to pay for every doctor's visit, then maybe you can cut down on the office visits a little bit by being a little bit more mindful as to what you're putting in your body. Research has shown, too, that the blue light that we absorb at night, so before bed, if you have a hard time sleeping at night, resist watching TV or being on your computer all the way up until you lay down and go to sleep. Blue light is stimulating the melatonin and serotonin in your body and even confusing them so that whenever it's time to lay down and go to bed, your body is not quite ready for bed because the blue light was stimulating you in a way that maybe your body doesn't even understand, or stimulating you in a upward energy direction. Or maybe you watch that suspenseful movie at 10 o'clock at night and now you can't go to sleep because you might have nightmares, right? So just being very mindful about what you do. Now, I truly believe that self-care encompasses a lot of things like this. So your sleep. They say you should get to bed before 10, at least by 10, because your body starts to go into a rhythm at night. Now, your body also has certain times in the day where different organs are at their peak ability of what they're meant to do, as well as a point in the day where those same organs rest. And a lot goes on when you're asleep. When you're asleep, a lot of your organs are turned on. Even though you are physically sleeping and recharging, your organs are working on processing what you put into it during the day. And then when you wake up in the morning, it's time to, many of us can go to the bathroom first thing in the morning, and you're eliminating everything that your organs were processing overnight. So it's very, very important that you get really good sleep, even just for your organs, and so you can feel better rested in the morning. Now, knowing this, if you put a lot of junk into your body throughout the day, then your organs have a lot of work to do at night, right? So if your organs are working overtime while you're sleeping at night, you may not feel like you got a good rest, because while you were sleeping, your body was really working hard. So sleep, putting maybe a little bit more thought into your sleep, about your routine before you go to bed, trying to be in bed and asleep by 10 o'clock, and everything that's going on in the middle of the night until you wake up the next morning. It is so important. And then I did cover a little bit of what you put into your body could be disturbing your sleep at night, right? So during the day, make sure you're eating some nutrient-dense foods, or foods that are providing nutrients for your body, not extra work for your body. Your mind, that goes on even with the TV. What are you feeding your mind all day, every day? Not just even before you go to sleep at night, but what are you feeding your mind all day, every day? Your body. If you just sit at a desk all day and then go home and sit on your couch, you're not giving your body much stimulation. I'm not saying you have to run a marathon. I hate running. I am not a runner. I dislike cardio. But it's amazing the benefits of getting a walk in. Just go for a walk for your body. Do some yoga. If you are into the physical practice of yoga, do some yoga poses. If you can make it to a yoga class, great. If not, there are several opportunities on YouTube these days, including mine. You can look up mine. I have a YouTube channel, with classes on there as well. Spirit, make sure you take time for your spirit. Remember, that's your emotions. If during the day you're so busy that you actually don't have time to emotionally react to something during your day, take some time in the evening to take a few deep breaths and think about the emotional day you had. Let yourself digest it. You might have to suppress it to get through what you're getting through in that moment, but later in the day, try and reflect on it and actually let yourself feel what you were meant to feel so that you can let it go. Make sure you're digesting and eliminating daily. Now, this is food. I'm actually going to talk about food with this one. If you eat something, even if it's healthy, like carrots are a very healthy vegetable. But Ayurveda says, and my own stomach will tell me, that if I eat raw carrots, I cannot digest them. I have very low digestion, and eating raw carrots is like the most horrible thing for me. It's painful. My stomach gets to be bigger than, I swear, when I was pregnant, because it can't digest it and it's just building up in my body and it feels horrible, makes me sleepy. It's just not fun. Digestion. Even if you are eating healthy foods, still pay attention to how you're digesting it. And if carrots bug you like they bug me, then cook the carrots. I still eat carrots, but I have to stew them. I have to cook them and soften them, and then I can eat them, much like baby food. We know that with babies, you're not going to give a 6-month-old baby a raw carrot to eat. Some people might, I don't know. But anyways, we know that we feed babies soft food because it's easier on their digestion. All right, I'm not going to go any more on that. Elimination. If you are not eliminating daily, and now I am talking about poop here. If you are not eliminating daily, you need to figure out how to get yourself eliminating. In Ayurveda, there is a supplement called Triphala. I've heard it pronounced several different ways. But taking it in the evenings, or actually any time of the day if you really want to, any time of the day, will get things moving. You can Google the benefits of it. I want to keep this podcast short, and I'm already nearing 20 minutes, so I'm not going to go much deeper into Triphala. So Google it, look it up. It's probably what you need. Magnesium is another good one to help with elimination. And make sure you get some sunshine. I know that there's a lot of talk out there about skin cancer, but the reality is we do need at least 20 minutes of direct sun per day. Allow yourself to get some direct sun. Hydration. Water. Water is a must. Along with that, make sure you're not drinking too much water. Yes, that is a thing. Some people get on the water kick, and the next thing they know, they've actually consumed too much water. Have you ever overwatered a plant and seen how you smother it? It can't absorb nutrients whenever it is overwatered, and the water even starts coming out the bottom of the pot or the top of the pot if there's not good drainage. Yes, our bodies are the same way. You overwater your body, and you're diluting the nutrients in your body, specifically through the kidneys, and it can be dangerous. Just as dangerous, possibly, as dehydration, maybe even sometimes more dangerous. There is a thing out there, Google it, that drinking too much water has actually killed people. Now, I'm not into the fear factor. I'm not trying to scare you. That's a lot of water to kill yourself. But you do need to have the correct amount of water per day. And throughout the day, you can't just drink a gallon of water in 1 hour and think you're good for the day. You need to spread it out over the day. A good rule of thumb is take how much you weigh, so what's your body weight, divide it by 2, and that's often the ounces of water that you should consume. So water, we need water, hydration. If you are drinking a lot of water because you do hot yoga or something like that where you sweat a lot and you feel like you need to replenish that fluids, then some of your water needs to be in the form of an electrolyte. So make sure you're getting your electrolytes. And let me tell you, vegetable broth is one of the best ways to get electrolytes because there's a lot of electrolytes naturally found in vegetables. And when you make it into broth, the water takes on those minerals and drinking vegetable broth. So it doesn't mean you have to drink a sugary drink to get electrolytes. Drink some vegetable broth at some point in the day to replace some of that hydration or to boost the hydration. Also, take time to connect with the earth. Enjoy Mother Nature beauty. If you can take off your shoes, walk around in some grass, or even on the dirt, connect with dirt. Gardening, getting your hands in the mud and dirt is a really good way to ground down and connect with the earth. Even space, connect with the space around you. If you have a lot of clutter around you, clean it up. Yes, I do believe this is a form of self-care, is to be mindful of your home and clean your home. The space you live in is very, very important to your own health, your self-care. And fire. Yes, fire. Fire. Let me explain here. Fire. In Ayurveda, it's like the digestive fire. So when your fire is burning brightly, you know that even that saying, sky above, earth below, fire within. When your fire within is burning brightly. So fire even comes down to getting your blood to flow, warming your body up, and cultivating that digestive fire. And you will feel much more productive, creative, even love, maybe a little bit, feeling a little bit more sexier, right? So get out there and get your fire burning. Get your digestion going. Again, remember, digestion is also how we digest our relationships, right? So if you're not quite digesting a relationship that you're in right now, your digestive fire is probably super low. So get out and do things for yourself. All these things that I've mentioned, get out, take care of yourself, do some yoga, eat well, and work on that internal digestive fire. Grounding down into the earth, feeling the grass and the dirt between your toes or between your fingers when you're gardening, and honoring Mother Nature and the beauty around you, and watching the sky and the stars and cleaning the clutter from around you can sometimes get your own internal fire going. That lightness inside of you that's going to fight the darkness. You need to get that burning. All right, this is a lot. Self-care. No wonder sometimes we skimp on it or we don't get around to it, right? Because it's a lot to think about. But honestly, if you start to make more of these things your daily routine, if you're not spending all that extra time out there trying to do retail therapy, stop with the self-obsession and step more into the realm of self-care, of picking your battles, doing the things that are going to help you feel better today and tomorrow. And you're doing it for you, not because you're worried about what everybody else thinks of you. That is truly, to me, the fine line between self-care and self-obsession. And when you can start taking better care of yourself on a daily basis, then maybe insurance, that monthly premium will truly just become insurance. You have it in case you need it. You don't have it because you must have it. You have it in case you need it. All right. Also, some of this, I have started a new membership portal on my website. In my membership portal, you have access to my entire library of workshops that I've created. with the 7 chakras, the 8 limbs of yoga, Ayurveda, meditation, mantras, goal setting. So all of these things that I truly promote as self-care, you can now have them for a monthly low price. So you'll just pay one price monthly. It is an auto pay that you're setting up, but right now it's only $10. This fee will go up whenever I hit my goal, and I just increased my goal to 50 memberships at this $10 a month rate. So if you want to, for only $10 a month, dive deeper into some self-care based on yoga and Ayurveda. And again, you don't have to be able to twist your body into a pretzel to start understanding what the mind-body-spirit connection is, or what digestion and elimination is, the science of life that Ayurveda promotes. But if you want this for just $10 a month, go to my website now and sign up. reneestahl.online is my website. I will also put this in the show notes. But again, I will hit 50 members soon. I've only had this up for sale for a week now. You will still be able to sign up later. It's just the cost will go up. But as I am building my membership base, I can't promise the rates that I'm offering now at $10 a month. You can cancel at any time, but you do got to give about a 30 days notice. So right now, if you want to learn more about yoga and Ayurveda, now we're talking off the mat stuff. When you go to a yoga class, they're teaching you a lot of the physical aspects, because that's what goes on in a yoga studio, is very much the physical practice of yoga. So if you want to dive deeper into a lot of the things that I was just talking about, then sign up. I will put everything in the show notes for you to know how to get to my website. Otherwise, I want you to have a beautiful day. From the peace, love, abundance in me to the peace, love, abundance in each of you. Namaste. And aloha from Hawaii.